Mayor Dada Morero is facing a motion of no confidence from the DA due to ongoing service delivery issues. The motion is expected tomorrow. Let's bring in political analyst Bongani Mahlangu. Bongani, very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. What does this motion of no confidence against Dada Morero as a mayor yet again mean now, months before the 2026 local government elections, and at a time when the city is confronted with just so much instability, especially when you consider just how many mayors the city has had in a very short space of time?
No, greetings, Unati, and the viewers at home. So when we look at such motions, they are usually not inspired by the improvement of service delivery to the citizens of any municipality, but they are usually inspired for just obtaining power. So you would look at what the DA is doing now. It's very opportunistic because they know that the RC of the ANC in the city of Johannesburg has just been disbanded. They also know that there is a contest within the ANC where Dada wants to return as chairperson of the RC and Uloiso wants to ascend to the same position, which would then imply that whoever ascends right now at the conference that may take place somewhere around December or so, that person will be the mayor up until the elections next year. And then come elections next year, that person would be a candidate for the mayoral position. So now that infighting is it creates an opportunity for other parties in the same council to further sow divisions within the ANC in that region. So it has really nothing to do with turning the city around, improving the lives of people and getting the municipality to work. But it has everything to do with politics. And what the DA is doing is just playing politics. Hence, they even said that they have people, and some of those people or councillors are within the ANC, which they will not disclose, and also other parties. And that may be true to some extent, but that may only be successful with regards to the motion if it's through a secret ballot, which I believe the ANC will oppose. And when I mean ANC in this context, I mean the PTT would then instruct the caucus of the ANC to ensure that such a method is not adopted by council.
I mean, when Dada Morero, in his State of the City address, he promised a number of things, quite frankly, saying that, of course, there is much work that is needed to be done. But a lot of that hung also on the financial stability of, the city. You now hear, of course, that the DA's Helen Zille wants to enter the race. She wants to put her hand up to also be mayor of Johannesburg. I mean, where do you see all of this tying in? I hear you saying that, this is perhaps more political motivated than we would like to think. But what are your observations in as far as also names being dropped in terms of these are the right candidates, perhaps, that will then move the city forward?
Again, when we look at Zille vis-a-vis DA, it's opportunistic. Because, I mean, if you look at the city of Johannesburg, it has the biggest population for a municipality in the country. So that's influence. It has the biggest budget, 89.4, which is almost 90 billion rands. That is influence as well. So if you are building any project towards 2029, City of Johannesburg is the best place to then build if you handle the city accordingly. So now you look at then come entrants such as Helen Zille, which believe that there is no one in that caucus who can then contest the current hold that the ANC and its partners have in that caucus. So then they throw their names in their head. Helen Zille once said that she's a resident of Rosebank. Those are the southern suburbs of Cape Town. She's not a resident of City of Johannesburg. So that means there will be some arrangements to get her to be eligible. Helen Zille currently is the chairperson of the DA Federal Council, a section 7.4 position of the DA constitution, which basically means she's the Secretary General of the DA. So the campaigning she has been doing also undermines the internal processes of the DA because of her powerful position. I mean, when she goes through the processes, who dares opposes her and her interests, because she has already declared those interests. So what they are looking at is that she wants to profile herself They are looking at the population and budget that City of Johannesburg has. And the City of Johannesburg is not the City of Cape Town, of which the DA has not necessarily succeeded, especially when it comes to your largely colored and African or so-called black areas. But they've succeeded mainly when it comes to your white areas, of which in the main are occupied by people that are not even South African. So City of Johannesburg, Gauteng is a different ballgame. But it just undermines the caucus of the DA that there's no one credible enough to contest.
What would it take, for Johannesburg to fix these systemic constraints? I mean, we know, of course, when you consider the bomb squad that was announced as part of this turnaround plan, also by, Dada Morero, what would it take? Where should the energies lie here, particularly as you consider that the ANC-led governing coalition currently has more numbers in council and many saying that, of course, that Dada Morero will come out of this motion just fine?
So now let's look at three things. There's governance. Make sure that governance is done correctly. There's performance information, that's non-financial performance. So that would be your IDP, your SDP, IP. Make sure that is done correctly. Then there is your financial performance. That's your budget, your financial statements, and also the accountability value chain of the municipality. That's also now cancelled. Do the basics correctly, and then you will see the results. The City of Johannesburg also has an issue with regards to urban rural migration. So whatever effort that they try can be undermined by the number of people that come to the city on a daily basis. So that means that it has to then engage with national, and I think there is some processes taking place according to Section 154 of the Constitution, where the President has intervened, the Premier has intervened. So the intervention of the President must not be limited with just the infrastructure and getting everything working and so forth, but not addressing the issues that are also taking place outside of Johannesburg. Because the question is, why would someone want to live where they are and go to Johannesburg? That's because of opportunities in terms of work, opportunities in terms of access to healthcare, education, and so forth and so on. So you cannot address the City of Johannesburg and ignore the issues of other municipalities from the 257 odd municipalities around the country. But with regards to the Johannesburg itself, you have people there that are not necessarily interested, they're not committed, they are not patriotic. They are just there to for their own social mobility, they are just there to improve the material conditions of themselves and those associated to them. Hence, they always talk about the big budget that the City of Johannesburg has, which is bigger than the budget of a province like the Northwest, Free State, Northern Cape, Limpopo, and so forth. So it's a money maker.
Absolutely, Bongani. Thank you so much for your input.